The United Colonies, the protectors of the settled systems, the future of police, military and more. But they are not as kind, noble or heroic as they may seem. Are the United Colonies just another corrupt task force? Are they simply people trying to help, but in their own sense of justice? We're going to cover that and more in today's video, and take a massive deep dive into who the United Colonies are, their history, and already established law, while also speculating for our own fun. This is episode 2 in our Starfield faction deep dive. If you would like to see episode 1 and check out my coverage on the Crimson Fleet and why they may be not so bad, you can click here. But before we get started, I do kindly ask that you hit the like button, as it really helps out more than you can imagine. And if you wish, you can also subscribe if you'd like to stay up to date on all the latest Starfield content, everything from news to leaks, to speculation and plenty of other Bethesda focused discussions. But with that said and out of the way, it's time to take a deep dive into Starfield's biggest faction, the United Colonies. So what do we already know about the United Colonies? The United Colonies, or the UC for short, is a government power in Starfield's universe, and is in fact the single most powerful faction within the settled systems. The UC are known as a republic with various member colonies across multiple star systems, and according to Starfield's law, they ruled over humanity with their military force. And while they certainly have bases all over the settled systems, the United Colonies' main base of operations is in the city of New Atlantis, planet Jemison, in the Alpha Centauri system. The United Colonies founded the capital city of New Atlantis in the year 2161, and in the year of 2310, the United Colonies went to war against the Freestar Collective in the gruesome Bloody Colony Wars, although now the two factions stand at an uneasy peace, and the United Colonies stand on high alert due to an increased aggression from the Crimson Fleet, who have recently been settling across the settled systems, causing trouble and problems everywhere they go. As for its current members, we only know of 3 so far: Fleet Admiral Paz Kowal Logan, Commander Kabui, and Lieutenant John Tula. Thanks to a transcript broken down by a fan, unfortunately we have no faces to put to these names yet. Now that you know all about Starfield's most powerful faction, I would like to take a moment to speculate, just for a bit of fun. Now what happens when government gets this powerful? When they rise to this level of just not owning a single planet, but instead owning and running entire systems, such as the settled systems. Corruption. I believe that what we are seeing with the United Colonies isn't just a badly run government army, but a government that runs humanity by sheer fear. Our biggest tagline with the United Colonies isn't that they protect us, or even that they help us, but instead it's that they're just the most powerful faction, because that is all they want you to know about them. Sound familiar? The first thing we can look at that backs this up the most is the Colony Wars and the Freestar Collective, who of course tried to fight against the United Colonies, likely for the ownership of the settled systems. Everybody has seen and knows that Aquila City was built after New Atlantis, possibly showing that some settlers of the settled systems didn't take much liking to their new government power, and instead decided to build a new life for themselves on a distant planet. Comparing the two cities together, you can clearly see that Aquila looks more run down than New Atlantis, almost as if they're struggling to survive. It is my belief, and again this is just pure speculation, that the Freestar Collective act as a sort of rebel alliance attempting to take down an empire that holds ownership over the galaxy just by sheer fear, which is what led to the Colony Wars. The United Colonies definitely seem to just want control. Neon is a great example of that. We can see that members of the United Colonies are active on Neon, with Aurora being illegal everywhere but Neon, and the planet just being filled with water, which we can see Jemison, the UC's home planet, has plenty of. Why would they want Neon? What do they want with it? And why are they even active here? Ownership is the only logical answer in which I can come up with myself. They just want presence. They want to own as much of the galaxy as they possibly can because again, it gives them power. Notice how it's only now, after the Crimson Fleet began being active in the United Colonies' turf, that they suddenly want to stop them, and not before when other settlers of the systems were being harmed by the Crimson Fleet's crimes. The United Colonies just don't care. They are very likely corrupt, as I've already tried to mention. Todd Howard has also stated before that in Starfield, we the player can push or change a faction's way of doing things and their point of view, sort of a nudge in a certain direction of our choosing. so maybe it will be possible for us to join the United Colonies and put an end to this corruption and make them good again, as they likely were at some point. The United Colonies remind me a lot of two main things: the Empire from Star Wars, using aggression and numbers to assert power over the galaxy, but also the Brotherhood of Steel from the Fallout franchise, another one of Bethesda's franchises, who often have good views, points, and want to do the right thing, and just go about it in the wrong way, particularly in Fallout 4. We should also mention that the United Colonies are more than just a military and power faction, and they are in fact a full government, but it does seem like their military or army is more present here than anything else, again pointing towards a need and want of power from the UC. With all of that said, it is pretty obvious that the United Colonies will play a massive part in Starfield's overall main story. I've also in previous videos hinted towards a Skyrim Civil War-like questline between the Freestar Collective and the United Colonies that I definitely think will be implemented into the game. But of course we will see more conflicts with the UC too, against other factions, such as the Pirates of the Crimson Fleet, which we already know about. I would also like to mention how it seems to me that the four main factions seem to be the four corners of the alignment, with the Crimson Fleet being evil, Constellation being neutral, the United Colonies being chaotic good, and the Freestar Collective being lawful good, which we will cover in the next video. So to briefly sum up, I believe that the United Colonies will be somewhat of a threat to the settled systems, and will act as a corrupted empire, and it will be down to us, the player, to either join and push this corruption further, attempt to keep the UC from getting even more corrupt, or simply just join another faction and put an end to the United Colonies once and for all. But that is all pretty much what I have to say with the United Colonies. I hope you all enjoyed the breakdown. If you did, please do leave the video a like, it really helps out the channel more than you could ever possibly imagine. And if you are looking for a place to stay up to date on Starfield news, leaks, discussions, speculation, and plenty of other Bethesda focused content 5 days a week, I've got you completely covered, as I cover absolutely all of it over here. Again, you can see the first episode in this series on my channel. And lastly, I want to shout out our channel members, Jesse, Kylo and Maze. You guys help out the channel more than I could ever thank you for, so thank you so much. But with all of that said and done, thank you all so much for watching, and I really hope to see you next time.